the greatest Cinderella story that fell just short. I'm talking about Loyola Chicago. Now, this team won the Missouri Valley Conference and took notice of a lot of people's eyes in 2000 in last year's NCAA tournament. And I think at the start when they beat Florida. In the season we do this team was good, but they weren't mentioned until they won the Missouri Valley, which got them an automatic bid in the NCAA tournament. And everybody around the Chicago area wanted to see this team win. I'm from around the Chicago area. I'm repping a Cubs shirt. But I live near Chicago. But everybody wanted to see this team succeed. And they were a favorite for a lot of upsets in not only the Chicago area, but around the world and the U.S. as well. And this team had a lineup of Dante Custard, Ben Richardson, Clayton Custard, Marcus Towns, Dante Ingram, and Cameron Krutwick. What made this team good was they had an unselfish brand of basketball. Everybody got a chance. In every single game in the NCAA tournament, this team had a different leading scorer. And they would always share the rock. And they played a very good style of spacing defense that really allowed them to get steals. And this team was just amazing. So they were a favorite to be an upset in a lot of games. But against Miami, they were down by 3 with about 1:20 to go. Then Ben Richardson hits this shot.
60 seconds. Custer from deep. Splash! We are tied.
So then after he makes that shot, they had Miami made a shot, and then Loyola was fouled. They shot free throws, but I think Krutwick only made 1 free throw. So then they were forced to foul. So to get it past the first round, they had Miami was shooting free throws. In college, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's a 1-and-1 system, which is where if you make the first free throw, you get a second. But if you miss the first, that's it. The other team's allowed to rebound. And the guy at the Miami line kind of choked, and that let Dante Ingram get a shot. Here's how it all unfolded.
First free throws today. Missed it. Here they come. One timeout, they don't take it. And the Wranglers are moving on.
Just insanity. So then they were going to march on to play Tennessee, which in my bracket that year, I had them losing to Tennessee. I had seen Tennessee play, and they were a very good team. But they hung with them all game, even had a 61-56 lead in that game. But Tennessee crawled back and actually took the lead 62-61, which, I don't know about you guys, but that looks similar from the first game against Miami. And then Ben Richardson comes down, pulls up a floater, and the bounce of a lifetime got them the win in that game. Roll the clip.
Here comes the player of the year, the MVC rises.
Just insane how. So then they were moving on to a Sweet 16, and they were a real favorite. And they were going to have an easier path as the number 2 seed Cincinnati was upset by Nevada. And this team was down really early. I think they were down at one point 20-4, but they clawed their way back and went on a huge 12-0 run. And by the end of the first half, they I think had the lead. But then then they were leading with about 5 minutes to go. But then Nevada crawled back, and they were within 1. And the last possession of the game, Loyola, with about 6 seconds left, there was only 2 seconds on the shot clock. They didn't really get a good offensive possession. But that's when Marcus Towns had the ball in the corner. And this team, with the ice in their veins, came through again.
Yes! Marcus Towns!
Marcus Towns hitting that amazing shot. They're going to the Elite Eight. Only I think 4-11 seeds have been to the Elite Eight. And they were taking on another team since Virginia had lost to UMBC, and then UMBC lost to Kansas State. Then Kansas State upset Kentucky. So they had a date with Kansas State. No rhyme intended. And this team lit it up. Roll the highlights.
They do. Here's Richardson. Big three. That's it.
Just continued to make shot after shot, especially threes. And they were going to the Final Four. And everybody was on this team, especially in the Chicago area. Everybody wanted to see this team win. They didn't have the hardest opponent in the world in Michigan. But Michigan has their one kryptonite. And what Michigan had was a huge 7-foot German center that answers to Mo Wagner. And I predicted Loyola to lose this game simply because of him. Because Cameron Krutwick, their center, isn't the tallest guy in the world, but Krutwick held his own. He made shot after shot in San Antonio. And Loyola jumped out to an enormous lead. Look at this.
Set a screen. Tough shot here. Off the rim. Yes! Ingram! And we reach halftime. Nice job rotating by Simpson. That's third. That's a three.
Just kept making their shots, which is what they needed to do. So then, they had a pretty big lead about halfway through the second half. And Mo Wagner was getting his chances. He had a pretty good scoring, like an average scoring game up to that point. This is when the downfall ensues. Loyola was oh so close, but I saw one thing. Custard, Richardson, Towns, Ingram, and Krutwick, their starting five, I think played the most minutes together in the tournament. And part of what I think, they looked tired, and then I don't think Mo Wagner just kept getting mismatches, and he made shot after shot after shot. Just roll the highlight reel.
As well.
Up the trap. Weak size open, pull.
That's a nice drag dribble.
How about that? Edge here. Matthews swings it over. Pull from the corner. Tapped up. And what? Disadvantage. Both Kansas fans. Here's Matthews. Swinging it outside. Top of the key. It is his night.
And it's also, look at this though.
Up ahead, Matthews.
You put all your eggs in the front.
Yeah, and everybody was devastated. Seeing them cry on the sidelines because they were oh so close just pains you as a sports fan because you want to see the underdog win. And me being from a Chicago guy, I even made a drawing of them. It's right there if you can recognize that. But man, this team was great, and to have them fall oh so short was just heartbreaking to watch, but it's not all over. The only person that I can remember that I think is going to be gone are Towns and Ingram. But other than that, their team is still connected, and I think they might be back. They're definitely the favorites to win the Missouri Valley again, which would put them back into the tournament as maybe a 10 or 11 seed again. I'm telling you guys, watch out for the Ramblers next year, but just to be oh so close. But this truly is a great Cinderella story that we will remember. Thank you guys for watching Quincy Sports, and I'll see you next time.